Since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Kremlin has threatened the West not to interfere with its plans. Russia threatened the West if it sent weapons to Ukraine, but no World War III. Russia threatened the West if it sent long-range weapons such as ATACMS and Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine, but no World War III, so now Germany should send Taurus missiles. Russia threatened the West if it sent air defense systems such as Patriot to Ukraine, but no World War III. Russia threatened the West if it sent tanks such as Challenger 2, Leopard 2 and Abrams to Ukraine, but no World War III. Russia threatened NATO if it allowed Finland and Sweden to join that it will station nuclear weapons in Kaliningrad, something it already did in 2018, and have instead deployed nuclear weapons in Belarus, but still no World War III. Until recently, no Western nation has allowed strikes outside the internationally recognized territory of Ukraine with Western weapons, so Russia could strike Ukraine from its own territory with near impunity. In fact, only recently did the US allow strikes with its weapons in Russian territory near the Kharkiv region. Despite the fact that many Western allies allow Ukraine to strike with Western long-range weapons inside Russian territory against military targets, but again, no World War III. So the US should allow Ukraine to strike with ATACMS inside Russia. It is also worth noting that Russia made similar threats about Western weapon strikes on Crimea before it was struck with Western weapons, but only now has complained about Western weapons being used on the territory of Russia, thereby admitting that Crimea, just like other illegally annexed oblasts, are in fact Ukrainian. Now Russia is threatening that if the West sends aircraft such as the F-16 and Mirage 2000 to Ukraine, that they will be seen as nuclear weapon carriers, and threaten to send long-range weapons to enemies of the West, something it already does. The West should equip Ukraine with the weapons it needs and the freedom to use such weapons as it sees fit to let Ukraine defend itself from Russian aggression.